Hi, my name is Joe. I am a pharmacist, husband, and father of two wonderful young children. Recently, my wife wanted to teach our kids the game Monopoly. I'll admit, I was nervous about teaching them given their ages, which were 5 and 7 at the time. I did a bit of research about how to use the game to teach life lessons to young kids, and the family sat down to play. I was surprised when I started to read the rules to our kids to learn that many things I thought were rules were actually made-up house rules that I grew up playing. The game went great, except for one thing. I lost. This prompted me to do additional research at what a good winning strategy for the game of Monopoly was. After winning consistently with a strategy, I decided to teach my kids the exact strategy I was using to help them learn even more from the game. Out of that experience, this course was created. I hope you enjoy the course, improve your Monopoly game, and get to improve the lives of children with what you learn here. Monopoly is a board game that originated in the United States in 1903 in its first form as a way to demonstrate that an economy which rewards wealth creation is better than one in which monopolists work under few constraints, and to promote the economic theories of Henry George and in particular his ideas about taxation and women's rights. The current version was first published by Parker Brothers in 1935, subtitled The Fast-Dealing Property Trading Game. The game is named after the economic concept of monopoly, the domination of a market by a single entity. It is now produced by the United States game and toy company Hasbro. Players move around the game board buying or trading properties, developing their properties with houses and hotels, and collecting rent from their opponents, with the goal being to drive them all into bankruptcy, leaving one monopolist in control of the entire economy. Since the board game was first commercially sold in the 1930s, it has become part of popular world culture, having been locally licensed in more than 100 countries and printed in more than 30 languages. The Monopoly game board consists of 40 spaces containing 28 properties, which are 22 streets grouped into 8 color groups, 4 railway stations, and 2 utilities. There are 3 chance spaces, 3 community chess spaces, a luxury tax space, an income tax space, and the 4 corner squares, which in order are Go, Jail or just visiting jail, free parking, and the Go to Jail square. Monopoly involves a substantial portion of luck, with the roll of the dice to determine whether a player gets to own key properties or lands on a square with high rent. Even the initial bad luck of going last can be a significant disadvantage because one is more likely to land on property which has already been bought and therefore be forced to pay rent instead of having an opportunity to buy unowned property. There are, however, many strategic decisions which allow skilled players to win more often than those that are less skilled. The fundamental strategic point is that securing monopolies, having all of the properties in a color group, in other words, is the way to amass wealth. But monopolies arise more through trade than through chance. Since monopolies are the key to victory, and monopolies arise by the exchange of property from one player to another, a well-played game of Monopoly is from beginning to end a game of trading, negotiation, and diplomacy. The orange property group is probably considered the best to own because players land on it more often as a result of the chance cards Go to Jail, Advance to St. Charles Place, Advance to Reading Railroad, and Go back 3 spaces. In all, during gameplay, Illinois Avenue, New York Avenue, B&O Railroad, and Reading Railroad are the most frequently landed upon properties. Mediterranean Avenue, Baltic Avenue, Park Place, and Oriental Avenue are the least landed upon properties. Among the property groups, the railroads are most frequently landed upon because there are 4 of them. Orange has the next highest frequency, followed by red. There are 2 distinct phases of the game to consider. The first phase is before any player has a monopoly, and the second phase is after the first monopoly has been made.